There are different forms of graffiti and street art that range from officially commissioned works in the forms of monumental murals that cities across the country and around the world are now hiring graffiti and street artists to produce murals as a form of officially sanctioned civic artwork. And then there's another category of graffiti and street art as a form of public practice that is unsanctioned, that leads to often temporary, although sometimes permanent, when communities decide they want to retain works of art.
The creek is alive, and this is proof of human life in the tunnels as well, and that people are coming down here. So Jordan Creek has been attracting human beings forever and ever, and this is one way that people are leaving their mark.
This sort of unsanctioned form of practice that nonetheless becomes a way in which artists and representing certain communities and certain public mark public locations as ways of marking either their own presence at that location or transforming those locations into sites of community and subcultural belonging.
People leave graffiti as a way to say, I was here. And so maybe all of this graffiti is a form of that as well. Well, we certainly can gain a lot about popular culture and what people are saying and what people find funny and what they're upset about. I mean, that's kind of the nature of graffiti. I mean, soldiers in World War II left graffiti all around the world expressing their frustration about not being home. I think that's really kind of, again, the message is just saying, if nothing else, I was here.
Particularly in the case of works of graffiti and street art, location absolutely matters, particularly if that location is somehow challenging to access by a broader public, right? Like, sometimes the sort of daringness, the audaciousness of being able to get a work up in a difficult to access location becomes part of the appeal of making a work in that location. What does it mean for this work to be here in this place? What does it mean for this work to be here in this place that we, as a viewer of this work, realize, well, what does it mean for us to be in that place? What are our attachments to a particular location?
It's interesting to see how much the graffiti changes each time we give a tour. But as far as who the artists are, we really have no idea. It's very much an anonymous artwork in many ways. But it certainly speaks to the fact that just like when the creek was literally called a death-breeding cesspool, there actually is life in the creek, and there's life on the walls around here too. It's obvious that people are down here. So it certainly makes for some colorful tours.